Welcome. This video is about the things you must avoid if you want to become rich. There are 5 important things you must avoid at all costs if your end goal, your dream, your desire is to become wealthy, rich, and financially independent. Stay tuned. Welcome to the SCG Show, the home of education entertainment. And if you are new here, welcome. Don't forget to please hit that like button and subscribe, and also hit the bell notification so you do not miss any of these videos. The Disney character Scrooge McDuck, aka the richest cartoon character ever created, has an amazingly simple mantra to explain how he, in the fictional world, amassed his enormous wealth. And his mantra is, I was tougher than the toughies and smarter than the smarties. Okay, listen. Whilst this may seem like a very odd character or an example to use, it bodes the following questions that maybe we must ask ourselves if we truly want to become rich. And that is, are we tougher than others, aka tougher than the toughies? Are we smarter than others, smarter than the smarties? Whilst brains and brawns can get you very far in life, some of the richest people I've ever met can't even read or write, or they don't look tough at all. And some of the smartest people I know have not a penny to their name and live in dire conditions due to their lack of control and no idea how to amass wealth despite being so smart. My point is, you don't have to be as smart as Albert Einstein or as tough as, for example, David Goggins for you to become rich in your lifetime or amass wealth and become financially independent. However, if you do wish to reach the goal of becoming a rich, wealthy person, there are some particularly vital and important things that you must avoid. And when I say avoid, you must avoid them at all costs. And do not worry, I'm not trying to sell you a course here, tell you to buy this product, tell you to sign up to this program or anything. No. Instead, this entire video is about a very important mindset shift. There is something most millionaires and rich people, especially self-made millionaires, have in common, and that is a similar set of values, a similar set of morals, and ways they approach life, finances, opportunities, and even their careers and business. For example, a rich person will choose to always invest, while a poor person spends on simple, fast pleasures. A rich person will be patient and always think 5, 10, 20, 30 years into the future, while a poor person is very impulsive and very impatient, and so on and so forth. I'm delighted to say that most of these things to avoid for you to become rich actually genuinely work, and I'm giving them my endorsement here. And I've asked my millionaire mentors for their opinions on them too. Luckily, I've got mentors who are self-made millionaires, and that's why I've based this video on. So I've done the research, and it has been backed up by these millionaires who have amassed a fortune all on their own over the course of 20, 30, some cases 40 years. So basically, you can do the same. You can make the changes to become rich. And all you must do, very simply, is approach life a little bit different and shift your thinking. I ask you to please be open-minded and be willing to take on board what I'm about to suggest to you, and don't take it with a pinch of salt. It really genuinely works, and this is true. So here are 5 things you must avoid if you genuinely do wish to become rich. The first thing you need to do is avoid laziness and procrastination. Yep, the first thing you need to avoid if you want to become rich and to succeed in anything in your life, not just wealth, is of course avoiding laziness and procrastination. Please, please, please do not be fooled by the twits and prats on social media who have been born possibly with a silver spoon in their mouths and hardly done a day's work in their lives, and they're showing off that they're going on luxury holidays, they've got a better car than you, better watches, etc., etc. Listen, working hard always works. Nothing ever comes easy in life, ever. And the responsibility and the accountability as well is completely on your shoulders. Most successful entrepreneurs whom I've met throughout my entire life, had the pleasure of meeting them, have all said the following thing to me in slightly different variations. And they've said, especially if they've got their own businesses, they've said, if I don't do the work, then nobody else will. Let's take SCG Show, this blog, this YouTube channel, as an example. Although I'm not currently a millionaire at the point of making this video from this blog and YouTube channel, I'm significantly richer than I was before I started building this entire personal brand. And by richer meaning I earn several sources of income from my blog, from my channel, from my coaching services, consultancy, affiliate marketing, just to name a few. Now, what is the alternative to all of that? Well, I could just sit on my backside eating a packet of Doritos, potato chips, and play video games all day. Or working a soul-destroying job where I get nowhere but a 1% rise in salary every few years if I'm lucky, and I could lose my job at any time. There's no security. Now that, my friend, is the alternative. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you have a desire to make it on your own, be self-made, make your desire to become rich your personal motivation. You will, and I swear to you, you will not accomplish anything in life, especially financial freedom, if you are lazy and you lack any type of discipline at all. Money is a game. It's like Super Mario. It's like Legend of Zelda. You have to keep playing, and eventually you go up a few levels, and eventually you will win. Whatever your target is, be it a business, a service, that is your key to making you rich. Stick to it no matter what. Multiply, go all in, expand, franchise. I think you get the picture. But also eliminate all distractions and prioritize the work over anything else, which may include video games, unfortunately, parties, eating out regularly, drinking excessively, or just, going to loads and loads of bars, unnecessary shopping, snoozing, I'll just take a nap, and then becomes regular naps, etc. Watching and binge watching television, Netflix, and unnecessary travel. Avoid all this with the combination of laziness and procrastination. The next thing for you to do is to avoid negativity. Yep, the next thing you need to avoid if you want to become rich and to succeed in anything in your life whatsoever is negative thinking, negative people, negative aspects in general. Are you a half glass empty sort of person? Be honest here. Are you a bit of a doom and gloom, a doomer? Or do you believe that you are just unlucky only and all you ever attract is bad luck into your life? The wealthiest people I know are, believe it or not, the most positive, happiest, grateful, thinking people I've ever met in my entire life. Now, why is that? Because they see something others do not. When they see a door close, they see another one open. They see a future regardless of where they are right now, where they are wealthy. They go all in and work hard on their dreams, no matter what anyone says, no matter what happens to them. They plan and bargain with the future by making the sacrifices they need to today, and sometimes for several years. So why does negative thinking keep you poor and not make you rich? Well, the following statement, in my opinion, sums this up perfectly, and I've used it many, many times. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. But if you do what is easy, your life will continue to be hard. However, if you do what is hard, your life will gradually become easier. The negative person is too scared to take a risk, therefore he doesn't invest. The negative person is too scared to perhaps start his own venture, service or business, and instead stays in a dead-end job for the rest of his life until he either gets fired, the company folds, or so on and so forth. The negative person finds excuses for trying something new or different, and believe me, there will always be somebody to find an excuse for anything. The negative person lacks ambition, wants to stay exactly where they are, and the negative person is, overall, a critic, and a critic of life. And if you did not know this already, I'll tell you this: nobody ever built a statue or remembers a critic. So you must instead think positively, especially about becoming rich. Believe you can achieve your goals. Believe you are more than capable and qualified to. Believe you are willing to do whatever it takes, be tougher than the toughies. Visualize your success as if it has already happened for you and live in the end. Understand that risk and reward always, throughout history, have gone hand in hand. Realize you will pick yourself up every single time you get knocked down. And believe me, you will get knocked down. Be tougher than the toughies, smarter than the smarties. Ignore the naysayers. Cut out and walk away from the toxic people and focus on yourself and your dream only. And finally, believe, yes, believe, you were born to be rich. The next thing you want to avoid is impulsive spending. Yep, you need to avoid this to become rich and succeed in anything in your life. Yep, you've got to cut out impulsive spending. Now, what actually can be defined as impulsive spending? Impulsive spending, in my opinion, is spending far beyond what is necessary and acting on a gut instinct. We are currently living in an era of instant gratification along with the constant fear of missing out. And we're always comparing to other people what they have. When we log onto our social media, we can't help but compare ourselves to others, and we have the following thoughts in our minds usually. Oh my goodness, they have a better house than me. They have a better car than me. That guy's got a better watch than me. How on earth do they go on better vacations than me? Jesus, they go to fancier restaurants to eat than me. Why am I going to eat at these dive restaurants? What happens and what's so dangerous when we think like this, or when people think like this? They usually spiral completely out of control and go on shopping hauls way beyond their means. They max out credit cards, overstretch themselves to the point where suddenly they are trying to just keep up with the Joneses rather than enjoying what they're spending their money on. And then what usually happens to these types of people once they go down the rabbit hole? They are met with enormous debt, nothing to show for it, and end up having to sell everything they impulsively bought for much less than they actually bought it for, just to pay off credit card debts, and are left with absolutely nothing to show for it. I'm sorry to say this, but if you are an impulsive spender, you can almost guarantee you're not going to end up becoming a rich person. I know this because I was like this too, and I've seen far too many people do exactly the same. They see something in a store, online, or something brand new that's come out, and they feel like they must buy it, they must own it ASAP. Life's too short, I've got to get it. Sure, for occasional purchases beyond your means, but not for every single day, not for every month, not for every week when you know you can't afford it, not when you cannot afford it. There are luckily some helpful tips that will assist you if you struggle with this sort of problem and help you get well on your way to becoming rich instead of being an impulsive spender. Firstly, if you are in debt, forget all types of unnecessary purchases. Secondly, if you're doing so to keep up with the Joneses or to brag to other people or show off, you're setting yourself up for disaster and consistent unhappiness. The best revenge is massive success, not fake, superficial success just to show off, to get more followers and get the approval of people who are jerks. And thirdly, use the following way of thinking when you next make a purchase of any kind or you're going to buy something. Is this beautiful or is this useful? Ask yourself that question. The next thing you need to avoid if you want to become rich and succeed in anything at all in your life is gambling. Now, I'm not talking about gambling like investments, businesses like that. I'm actually talking about gambling in casinos, betting, if you can get the idea. For those of you who are not aware of my story, or perhaps you're new to my content, I was a compulsive gambling addict on and off for almost 14 hard, grueling years. I convinced myself that I was a smart gambler by being able to beat the system along with winning methods. I'm doing those quotation marks for those who can't see, obviously. So fortunately, I have now become completely sober and I have no desire to ever place a bet for almost 2 years now. I'm completely clean. And if you have problems with this, please reach out to me and I can hopefully help you. I also was lucky enough to never go overdrawn, take out loans or loan sharks, or spend enough that it would, God forbid, cripple me financially. Look, I'm here to tell you this, and you need to hear this possibly, that gambling is a big, fat lie. There is no way to make it work in your favor. There is no secret formula. There is no winning formula. This is not a genuine way to make money, and above all, it is not a genuine way to become wealthy, successful, and rich. Not long ago, I was sat opposite a 65-year-old multi-millionaire who made his fortune in his native country for almost 20 years doing what? Yes, he owned casinos. This was right after I'd become sober, and we sat down and we met each other, and I spoke for about 2 hours about how he actually saw the entire gambling industry and running it as a business. And he told me the only people making money in a casino is the casino. It is a mug's game. I've seen marriages destroyed, people giving away their cars and homes and jewelry for collateral. I can guarantee you there is absolutely no loophole or secret formula. There's no way to beat the house. It is cliche, but it is true. The house will always win. So do not be fooled by fellow gamblers, especially ones online. Do not be fooled by the movies thinking that it's a fun, cool way to make money. Do not be fooled you can win in life with gambling. You will lose, and you will lose badly if you allow it to. Trust me, I know so badly about this. Yes, there are some millionaires who gamble, but you are most likely not a millionaire yet if you are watching this video. Therefore, if you want to sabotage your financial freedom, then please go ahead and step into the casino or keep betting your wealth, your precious money, your hard-earned money away. Former NBA superstar, one of my heroes, Charles Barkley, was set for life financially when he became an NBA player, rose to stardom, yet lost over $10 million of his wealth and is severely in debt. How did he lose it all? How did the guy that made that much money, especially in the 90s, lose it all? One word: gambling. Please avoid it, not just to become rich, but to also live a better, happier, and healthier life. And finally, the final thing you need to avoid if you want to become rich and to succeed in anything in your life is poor money management. Does this sound like you when it comes to your money? I don't know where it all goes. I have no idea what's in my account balance, my savings, even in my wallet. I don't have a savings account. I have no idea what I earn every single month. I have absolutely no idea what I'm spending monthly. Poor money management will almost guarantee a poor financial future. You will not become rich if you do not manage your finances well. Wealth requires discipline, saving, investing, and of course, accumulation. If you cannot manage one bank account, how will you manage several bank accounts? How will you manage several investment funds or investments in general? How will you manage several businesses, franchises if you decide to grow? And the answer to that question is, or those questions in general, is you will not. That is why you must get on top of your finances as soon as possible. Start an investment plan. Start budgeting and managing your expenses well. Get a good accountant and a good financial advisor. Plan your financial future. You can actually plan it. Stop and eliminate unnecessary expenses. Negotiate your bills, your insurance, your water, electricity down. Invest in what you know, not what somebody else tells you to invest in. Work side hustles and earn passive incomes to earn extra cash. Clear your debt as soon as possible. Create multiple sources of income. Nobody I never knew who got rich or remained rich by not managing their money properly. This is a golden rule, and it must be stuck to and never deviated from. If you were born poor, it is not your fault. That's life. However, if you die poor, then it is totally your fault. And those are the things you must avoid if you want to become rich. Thanks for watching.